An important part of tawbah is if I wronged my brother or my sister, that I fix that wrong. Otherwise I will be liable for it on the day of judgment. And to the best of my ability, if I wronged someone who'd passed away, then I do the best I can with the good word about that person, with returning, if it was financial, returning it, whatever it may be, doing your absolute best to return it. But there's a psychological aspect to this as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this hadith is ordering us to make sure that if we do something wrong, we need to consciously make a decision to do a good act after, to build that psychological trigger in our head that we did something wrong, to acknowledge that we did something wrong. It's not just enough to acknowledge I did something wrong and do nothing about it. That doesn't create a loop in our intellect, in our brain, in our subconscious even, that wrongdoing is, should stop. We need to have that corrective action that comes after. We need to have something to balance out that act after, to ensure that we are on a positive trajectory and not a negative one. Again, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, especially without meaning to do so. But even sometimes our weakness overcomes us and we know that we're making a mistake and we do it anyway. But we need to, the corrective action hopefully will strengthen us, will strengthen our taqwa, will strengthen our ability to fight ourselves, in that when we know something is wrong, we ensure that we stay away from it. We ensure that we hold back. And the last core message of this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, وَخَالِقِ النَّاسَ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ, and treat others and interact with others and behave with others in a good manner. We reflect on the Prophet ﷺ and how Aisha radiallahu anha described him, كَانَ خُلُقُهُ الْقُرْآنِ. His character was the Qur'an, meaning he embodied the actions, the character of the Qur'an. And the Prophet ﷺ in another hadith said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. That one of the core aspects, the core principles of Islam is لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاق, is that the Prophet ﷺ saying, that he completes and portrays to us the best of good character, and that he completes the image of good character to us. And so that we may embody that as well, that we may fulfill that as well, that should be our character, with the Prophet ﷺ being the best example and our role model that we follow. And again, when we reflect in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that if the Prophet ﷺ, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ, if the Prophet ﷺ, this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressing the Prophet, that if he was a harsh person, people wouldn't be around him.